All right, everybody, welcome. Come in, come in, come in, come in.
Come in, come in, come in. Let me find you and share you on my Facebooks.
Come in wherever you are. Come out, wherever you are. You're mine. Come on in, everybody.
Come in, come in, come in.
What is that?
That's me. I'm turning it down.
Oh,
On Facebook. Hello,
yes,
everyone. Y'all share on your Facebook.
we're
Start
on YouTube, we're on Facebook.
Let's see here.
Let's start
You just watch
parties.
Enjoy.
Boy, you be going through your invite list and be skipping over people. You be like, yeah, no, I ain't gonna invite that person. That is terrible.
Welcome, everybody. We're about to get started. You can start your comments.
When I tell you,
Let us know where you're coming in from. Oh, look. Sherry. Anisha.
Anisha say she do that all the time. Be like, yeah, I'm gonna invite them, not tonight.
We got to get Anisha on. Anisha, we'll be calling you for next week. She does a lot of relationship stuff.
So you guys have to excuse me. I'm I'm Facebook illiterate and I'm just Instagram literate, and so you're
on your Facebook account,
right.
has a page. Greg has a page. He's Greg tonight. I just need everyone to know that on Saturday nights, during He Said, She Said, he's Greg. So I don't want anyone to ever be offended.
Yes.
I know he's Greg all the time.
Yes.
Like Bishop, she didn't call him Bishop because that's my Greg. That's my Greg. That's why.
That's right.
But go to his Bishop Greg Davis fan page on Facebook.
That makes sense now.
And then share it from there because that's where the post is coming from live.
Because I was literally like, what is going on here?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm trying to see how to invite people.
Here, let me give y'all a tutorial, okay? There's once you start your watch party, let me come.
Oh. I don't see it at all where to share it. It's just under just Greg Davis?
Bishop Greg Davis.
Bishop Greg Davis.
Greg M. Davis?
No, just Bishop Greg Davis. Fan page.
Yeah, just Bishop Greg. They're coming in. I got people coming in.
So you go there. What?
Once you go, so look, everybody look here. Once you go and you share it and you start a watch party, down at the bottom here, there's a blue icon that says share. Okay. You click on share. And when you click on share, a list of names will begin to populate. And so you just simply click on invite and it'll begin to invite people. Okay.
Share now.
You start inviting people.
Okay. All right. I see what's happening.
You see what the rock is cooking?
Yes, with the rock. We making some pancakes. All right.
There you go.
All right.
Yes. And you can invite as many people as you like.
I see. They're coming in.
And then we invite people to actually join the conversation. And so from your feed, they'll be able to send you questions and stuff from your feed. So always check here. But then if you see in your right column, you have a private chat, then you have live comments. Make sure you're showing your live comments so you can see the comments that everybody is posting.
No, yes, no, yes, yeah, no, maybe, no.
Stop.
That he may.
Question.
So while you guys are doing that, I'm going to speak to the people that logged in already, and that's showing in the live chat. How y'all doing tonight? I need just to see if you all are listening and paying attention. How y'all doing tonight? I see we got Minnesota in the building. I need everybody to drop where they're tuning in from. Where are you tuning in from? Let me see what we getting love.
Let me say this to you, Lola. Those that are in the the circled boxes with the little red flame, that's Periscope.
Right.
Those that are in what you call it, YouTube.
Right. Yep.
And then we got Facebook folks. Go ahead.
Yep.
Periscope.
So let me know where y'all tuning in from. Detroit. All right, Carletha. I see you. Detroit, stand up. Everybody don't get an invite. You know what? We're not funny acting, but we are. All right. And then if you're on my page, let me know where you checking in from. How y'all doing? Akron, Ohio, Chicago. Okay. Yes. The Boogie Down. The Boogie Down Bronx. New York, stand up. We appreciate it. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for your support. Thank you, Patricia, for tuning in from Chicago. I got a question for you all. Now, for those that are tuning in, watching us, let me ask my people. Let me tell you all who we have on the show tonight while people are tuning in. Stand Up Oklahoma. We have two of our favorite, Fort Worth, Texas, I see you. Two of our favorite people. I don't want to sound old when I say like little brother and little sister, but they are. These we've been riding and rocking with these two for a long time. We have the beautiful Miss Maria Swanson.
Hello, how are you?
She does all kinds of things. And then we have the right Dr. Eddie Connor. He is also a man of the cloth, a man of God. He is a published author. He has several books that he will definitely promote on tonight. But most importantly, these two bring insight that we always enjoy. So if you've ever seen us do shows before, it's a guarantee that you've seen them with us in the past. And so we like to show love to those that we love and we have good chemistry with, and we actually have relationships outside of this, not just somebody popping up. And we're like, hey, there's a real bond and friendship here. I have a question to ask you guys. As you prepared for tonight and you got your little selves together, you took off your leggings and your sweats that you kind of knock around the house in, and you got in the shower and got dressed. Did y'all put on cologne and perfume? Do you get prepared as if because we can't go anywhere, right?
Right.
I'll take this Saturday night. I go ahead and shower and get dressed. I try to, do the best I can. Did y'all put on cologne? Did you go in your cabinet and pull out that good bottle and spray yourself down?
I did. I went and got my cologne. Yes. And the funny thing is, I feel like if I don't at least, just put myself together for the day, I feel like what was the day for? You know what I'm saying? And shoot, if you don't do it, then it's probably you haven't created a habit before quarantine. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So,
fellas, are you all doing the same thing? What y'all doing? Because Bishop, I know, or Davis, I know you have your cologne, your signatures.
I've been saving my cologne through here. Dave Sheffield called me from where he said, "Well, we saving some cologne, ain't we?" I said, "Yep."
Yeah.
to save and stock. So when we get free in 2023,
you ready?
You ready? I have cologne everywhere for 2023.
I think we found the acronym. I think we found the slogan for 2023 for the churches. He who the Son has set free is free in 2023. Free in 2023.
Yes.
I was just talking to somebody. I've been living where I'm at for 6 years, Lola, and I've never bought patio furniture because I have no need because I'm never home. Guess what I'm buying this year?
It's patio furniture.
We're gonna be here for a while. So let's get started. Start with what you sent me.
So every day in the evening time after I finish a long day's work and I'm ready for foolishness.com, I go to social media and I look up different topics and different things. And the first one that I saw that tickled me pink, I want to know how you guys feel about that. How you feel about this next comment. And I need everybody that's listening to definitely comment on this. There was a post, and I'm going to try to find it so I can show it to you guys. But the post said, oh yeah. He said, if I'm paying all the bills, I'm going to cheat. Here it is right here. He said, if I'm paying all the bills, I'm going to cheat. It's just that simple. If he's paying the cost to be the boss, he said he going to cheat. What say my good people here on the phone? He said,
I don't know about the cheating part, but I get the whole piece about if you're paying the bills, then you know you ought to be able to have your say so. But I'm old fashioned. I think the man should pay the bills. Number one, let's deal with that. I think the man should pay the bills unless there is an agreement that you have with your significant other that we're sharing. Now, in this age, I do believe that we can share. But if she in some way can't lose her job or wants to make a career shift or wants to do something else or wants to come home, I'm like, I'm good with it. I'm just old fashioned like that. So but I believe that you control the narrative because you pay the bills, though. I believe you should have a little say so, though.
Do you have the final say or a little say so?
That's kind of that. I see. You know me, Lord. I believe, and here's what most folks don't understand about me. I'm the kind of person that if I'm with somebody, when I'm with somebody, I want to hear their opinion because Eddie may disagree with me on this, but no matter how successful that I am, I believe I could be more successful if I had somebody right here. I just believe that helps because women have this intuition about people and things that men don't have. Like they can tell you, he ain't no good, she ain't no good, I'm missing all that. Or you might want to wait. They just get that intuition.
God gave us that thing.
So I value the opinion of the one that I'm with, not just some straight chick now. I'm talking about the opinion the one I'm with. So I don't know about the final say. I think there is time where women work from emotion, and we should just say, no, we're gonna do this. When they're all over the place. Because y'all can be all over the place sometimes. This one goes like that. This one goes to the left.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
But
whoever's
with him and he makes that kind of statement, she the fool for him to openly say that he gonna cheat on her because he paid all the bills.
My point exactly.
I think people's biggest misconception of me and all this mouth I have is that I have so much mouth that I don't listen, or I wouldn't listen, or combative. Submission is such a beautiful thing when you're submitting to the cause, right? This foolishness about if I'm paying all the bills, let's deal with that. If I'm paying all the bills, then I'm going to cheat. Then you'll be cheating by yourself, because I will not sign up for anybody that has that type of school of thought, because it's disrespectful. Why are you even in a relationship if you feel that you get to control something with money? I think a lot, not all, I think men oftentimes try to control women through money. When men encounter women that may not be as what they see on their level, they'll oftentimes use money to control the situation. Y'all know I have stories for everything. And I shared the story before, but I'm gonna share just a little bit of it, just to talk about how someone tried to control a narrative, and I had to be like, boy, bye. I went out on a date. I was meeting someone for a date. They were late. I'm gonna just be quick about it. They were about 30 minutes late for the date. And I purposely waited because I knew this person was well off and had a lot of money and was accustomed to handling women any old kind of way because of the money that they have. And so I purposely waited for them to get there. When they got there, I had to just let them know that you're rude and disrespectful. I will not tolerate the disrespect that you've displayed on tonight with being 30 minutes late. Mother waits for no one, huh? Especially not you. And so, check, please. Can you please bring the check? And he was like, if you pay the check, I'm leaving. Please hurry up. Can you bring the check?
Wow.
Bring the check. So they brought the check, and I pull out my credit card, and he pulls out all of this money, all this cash, just all this money. And I was like, I really don't care anything about your money, the big body Benz you drive. All of that means nothing. As women, we have to be careful of the situations that we get into because every woman is looking for security. Any woman that says she's not looking for security is telling a lie. Number one, we are looking for security. And what we mean by that, every woman wants to be with a man that has the ability to provide for them. Keyword, ability. My personality, I get up and go to work every day, even though I'm just going downstairs to the living room or downstairs. But, I work every day. I'm self-sufficient. I'm independent. I can handle it by myself. If I'm with someone, my expectation is not for you to take care of me. My expectation is in the event that I ever needed your help, I need you to be able to do it. That's it. I'm not calling you for, I need money to get my hair done. I need money to get my nails done. I need money for my mortgage. I need money for, I've never been that person. Never been that person. Some people are. I'm not knocking anybody's hustle. But I think we have to be careful because we want security. But with that security, understand what the cost is for the security that you're asking for. Because my brother here, like he said, he's old school. I've witnessed how he moves. He treats me like that. We go out to eat. In all the years, I may have paid maybe 3 times in all the years, and we eat a lot because he just won't stand for it. Understand the cost for being with someone that's willing to offer security, because there are some people that's going to do it because that's just how they were raised. They old school. They believe a man should provide for a woman. But then some men do it on the faction that if I do this, now you have to do this for me. And it becomes a catch-22, and that can be a real tricky situation. And then for the woman that lacks and don't have, she sometimes get caught up in that web of lies and deceit and foolery because she's looking for security, and they get trapped in that. And sisters, I say, we living in a quarantine. There's some people in some bad situations because they were looking for security, but they're living in hell. It's not worth it. That's 2 cents.
Yeah, and I agree with all of that, especially the whole aspect of if he's cheating or if he feels like the money is an excuse to cheat, he's cheating himself. And he's cheating himself to the fact that he shows and expresses his lack of maturity to be involved in a relationship that is requiring his trust, his commitment level. So cash is not going to take him out of a commitment.
No.
And with that whole aspect as well, I mean, he's communicating from the level of a grown boy, and in many cases, maybe he's saying it out loud because he knows she'll tolerate it.
Yeah.
Ain't no man gonna expose himself like that unless he knows the woman who he's with is gonna tolerate that. So he probably might have cheated on her before. She took him back, or whatever the case may be, or he bought her a dress, or whatever the case may be, took her out, whatever, what have you. So he's communicating that because he knows possibly that she'll settle for it. And you never get to the next level if you settle.
Say it one more time.
You never get to the next level if you settle. So, you know, the quarantine and this corona is really kind of exposing the whole aspect of relationships.
Absolutely.
But it's also exposing the fact of something I think in particular. Can you touch someone without touching someone?
Come on.
That's what I think this quarantine is showing.
Good.
Can you literally touch me without touching me? And matter of fact, can you keep your hands off the wrong thing as well? Because I don't know what you touching and what you bringing back.
Yes. People are really, I've heard horror stories of people that's really struggling at home because
let's not go there yet, because that's one of the subjects.
Okay.
Let's stay here. Yeah, because we're gonna talk about how we dating during Corona. So let's wait. Maria, you want to?
So just to add on to what you were saying, because I believe there's a balance in when it comes to men providing for all of the essentials for women, I guess. And I know for this growing up, and a lot of times, whatever we cultivate in our minds and whatever we have cultivated as far as growing up in whatever family we come from, whatever we saw our husbands or our grandfathers do to our grandmothers, or our fathers with our mothers, and if we didn't have those examples to look for as women, therefore then it's like we'll accept anything, and it doesn't really matter as long as we can cater to a man's ego. That's all it takes, because honestly, you know, Greg and Eddie, you can speak to it. You know, men really want to feel wanted. You know, they don't have. It's like there's no. It's black or white. You either don't want me or you don't. You want me to help you or you don't want me to help you. For men, like that's how they think.
Yep.
And I understand that, and so that's why, like you said, Lo, it's so important. Yeah, I want you, and I want you to help me, but I don't have I'm not a needy person. And it's a difference. And I think that's the reason why I believe a lot of women at the end of the day, because they don't have an example, they don't have a certain quality about themselves to want more for themselves. And a lot of men, to be honest with you, they're like, it's a good chance that more than likely you're going to run into somebody that has the same issues that you have. And it's like, because this is what you saw all your life, this is what you're going to accept. So I believe women need to have a balance with that, and especially in relationship. And I know it's difficult. I know it's extremely difficult, especially in a time as such as like we're in quarantine and everybody's in their houses reflecting about, you know, all of their past relationships. It shoulda, coulda, woulda, you know, or whatever the case may be. But I do believe that men also need to feel wanted, and they don't need to. Not that I'm saying that it's right for a man to, you know, tell a woman that, you know, what she can and can't do, and she has no say so, because, you know, there's people who've been married for 30 plus years and they found it every day to find a balance, even if that man did pay all the bills in the house and for those past 30 plus years. The man is pretty much the one in the relationship, I know for a fact, that pulls all the means together, and the woman is facilitating and administrating what the man pulls together. And I know that to be true. So you can't say one cancels out one for the other. It all takes, I would say, that engine, you know, of even if, you know, that's what the woman and the man wants to do, you know.
I often say, go ahead, Lord.
It becomes interesting because, and we're talking about the financial side of it just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I know women that have tried to get close to me or get to know me to get to my brother. They want to get to my brother because of everything he brings to the table, and they want access to the life, right? And so as men, they so many times have to be cautious and careful that these women that are seeking security don't approach them for the wrong reasons. A lot of times the old word that they use are gold diggers. They're looking to have someone to take care of them, but it's all the wrong reason. And there have been times that, we, all of us, everybody on this line, we know a whole bunch of people here in the state of Michigan. We know the well-offs. Life has been good to everybody that's sitting here, right? And there's been people that my brother be like, you need to give him a chance. You need to give him a chance. He a good dude. He'll be traveling somewhere and they're running to each other at the airport, and the person asks about me, and I would be like, and it's part of the main reason that I never wanted to pursue that opportunity is because I know for a fact that women have pursued this individual because of his name, financial stability. And it gets hard because they begin to look at everybody like, you just want me for my money. You just want me for what? And so as a woman, how do you avoid those types of stereotypes? This is a question to the men. How do you avoid that stereotype? Because how do you avoid that stereotype?
It's all in a man's approach, though,
Gregory know what I'm talking about.
Well, let me say this. Let me ease into that. I want to go back to Maria, and then I'll ease into what you're saying, and then my brother can come. Maria, you're right. I've known your family like all my life. My grandfather, your grandfather, kind of come from the same cloth. Your grandfather took care of, things, and my grandfather took care of the house, the church, and all that. Even though my grandmother worked, because she said she wanted her own money. She did that all. No, even back then, like in the 70s, she was working ever since I can remember.
Mm-hmm.
But she wanted her own money. I won't ask that man for nothing. Mm-hmm. And so we do want to feel appreciated, though. Yeah. We do. I want to admit, for Eddie may be different, but the worst thing you can do is not let me feel appreciated by something I say or do. You call it whatever you want to call it. You call it our egos. We can call it whatever, but for the little things that I just want somebody to say, somebody to encourage and say, that was good, thank you, whatever. In the same token, you said about the woman being the administrator. That is so true. No matter how great we are, how much money we bring home, if it wasn't for my 20-year marriage, Kim Davis, and I said this publicly, I did not take care of the home. I took care of the money, brought the money home and all that. Now, I wasn't that kind of guy, I'm going to bring the money home and give it to you and you're going to put it in the account. No, but I wrote whatever was needed. I just had never been that kind of guy. I'm not just laying my stuff on that. Hell, I worked for it. Anyway.
That's right.
You ain't going to tell me when I can go buy a pair of shoes or what I can do. Anyway, but you're going to have everything. You know what I'm saying? And so it's not about I'm going to be out there with a mink on when I used to wear them when I was the big Greg, and you're going to be there with it. Because me and Lola saw that one time. You're going to be with fresh meal on or something freezing like this. We actually saw this.
We were so hot. Let's just pause for 2 seconds. We were going somewhere. And the whole picture was wrong. This man had on a mink, a full-length mink.
With the stink pink gators, Detroit players?
Yes.
The fur hats.
The black gators on. He was walking on the inside. His girl was all hugged up with a wool peacoat on, walking down the street. When I tell you, when I saw that, I was so mad.
Hot.
He was an older man, too. He was older, she was younger. I said, it is no way that he's supposed to be walking around in a full-length mink. And she's walking around with a wool peacoat. No, sir. No, sir.
No.
You go get her a starter fur and buy her a little rabbit or something, but please give her some so she can wear some fur too.
Let me finish.
Go ahead.
So what you said is very right, because she kept the family together while I was on the road for 200-300 nights out of the year preaching. She kept the family together. She kept the money together, the kids, everything back home. So I said that to say, hats off to the women administrators at home.
Yeah.
And you say they don't have a job. When a housewife goes to apply for her first job and say she's never had a job, that's not true.
Right.
Her housewife. Her job was to manage all them those snotty-nosed kids and a man and cook and manage the schedules and all that stuff. Hats off to them.
And now, mind you, my mom, she had 7 children, and she basically put together my dad's business acumen for his business that he's had, and all other things. Went to, got her master's degree. She's also a doctor as well, and but it's because the reason why I can say these things and I can talk about these things and I can really say these things are, it's factual and these things can happen, and that people shouldn't lose hope in these kinds of areas of life, because that I've seen the manifestation. I know what can be done when 2 couples and 2 people come together and agree to have a balance on finances and to say so. Now, one thing I will say is that you're not going to have a joint account and you spending money and she's spending money, but you got a problem with the money she's spending out of the joint account. That's what you cannot do. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole nother.
No. I agree with you. I agree. If we both have accounts, and she had access to my account. I didn't have access to hers. Now that I think about it. But
that scoundrel.
Right. She knew that whatever she needed and wanted, I was gonna pick it up. I did all her shopping except her casual clothes, all of her red by all that. I did all that because she wasn't really into all that. So it was fair. I'm a very fair guy. Go ahead, Eddie. Go ahead. We all the air.
Yeah, I think especially when you think about, relationships, family structure, especially if you come from families of 2-parent households. I did not. But oftentimes, we think provider, especially for men, starts and stops with money. You can be a great provider, but be a bad father. You could be a great provider, but be a bad dad. So I think having that aspect of it emotionally as well is important, to where, yes, I'm a provider, but guess what? I want to provide for you emotionally too. I'm going to provide my whole level of commitment to you as my wife, but also to my children as their father. So I think when you have those aspects coalescing, that a man really wants to pray with and for her. He wants to provide, but he also wants to protect her. And this is what he signs up for.
Yeah.
When you put yourself in the proximity of relationships, much less ultimately married.
Before this conversation started, I was on a call and I was talking about what we were going to be talking about tonight. And I see one of the questions is, how do you start a conversation about finances or about money in a relationship? And I was just having this conversation prior to us even getting on this live. And I said, that's an important aspect of relationship. How do you start that conversation? My mother taught me something a long time ago, that you learn more with your mouth shut and your eyes open. So I think the first thing you need to do is observe and watch and be able to properly articulate your points and views and base it on fact and not opinion. Because finances becomes a very tricky a tricky situation for a lot of relationships, because if they're financially responsible, it becomes an easy conversation to have because no one's on the defense. But if you have someone that may not be as financially responsible and may have struggled in the area of finance, sometimes they automatically get on the defense because of what they've heard in their past concerning money and relationships and what's happened in their household. Maria, that was so early. Everybody's example in life starts at home, period. Everybody's example starts at home. And so depending on the example you have at home, that's going to say a lot about how you act out in the future.
We are our experience. We are
a summation.
We just shared our experiences.
Right.
That's where we are molded from.
Yep, that's where I remember in high school, I was playing probably on 3 to 4 different basketball teams. I played AAU. I played like an open rec league. I played my high school team. And I was just playing on basketball teams. And my AAU team, we were state champions every year. We were the best in the state, go Michigan Royals back in the day. And so I was constantly traveling around with my basketball team. And so it came to a point where my mother stopped working. And I jokingly said to my father one day, man, you need to tell mama she need to get a job. She need to help out around here. And he got me together so good. He said, what you say? I said, you need to make mama get a job. She need a job. He said, your mother to take care of me. I married your mother to take care of her. I pay every bill in this house. Your mama don't pay no bills in this house. I take care of her and you and everything in this. That's what my response is. Shut me down.
Completely.
It completely. Never had that conversation with him or another man after that, huh? Because I had to learn that whatever they figured out for that house worked for them. My mother never missed a basketball game, grade school, high school, or college. No matter where I traveled to, she was there. So he provided those means to do so. I'm not bragging. Shut up, Sean. I'm just speaking the truth. You have to have the opportunity to approach the situation properly. Okay. When I got married, I quit a job at Chrysler as an instructional design project manager, moved to Nashville, Tennessee with no job, with not even a job in sight. My ex-husband was like, if you want to work, cool. If you don't want to work, cool. I got it. He was able to take on the financial responsibility of the household. Now, I will say this. When we got divorced, as part of the divorce decree, it said when you sell the house, you need to split the proceeds from the sale of the house. Well, when that time came and he was ready to give me my half, I said, I'm not do that. He's like, no, the divorce decree. I said, you tell me one bill I paid in that house. Tell me one. No, I'll wait. I never paid a bill in that house, so I'm not due any of that money. People's like, you crazy. You should have did that. No, I didn't put in on that pot. My responsibility to that household was to make sure that household ran while he was gone. So we think about finances. Women, we have to understand what that really means. Like we've been talking about earlier, Bishop said he wouldn't have been able to do everything that he did because Pastor Kim ran the house. She took care of it. So you have to sit down and identify who's better at paying bills. Who's
gotta have that talk. Gotta have that talk. You have to
identify who's better at doing this, because if I'm
who's better at providing and who's better at paying them. It may not be the same person. Exactly. I'm good at providing, but every bill I have, is on auto pay. Every bill I have, that is my girlfriend, auto pay. Like people be asking me, who taking those pictures of you? I say automatic camera. They be like, who over your house taking them pictures? Auto. Auto. No, automatic payment, because I know I'm good at bringing it in, but I ain't gonna remember with all the stuff I got going on. So you got to know whether or not you're good. Let's deal with this though, Lola, and Eddie or Maria could answer.
When should money really be talked about? Is it during friendship?
I want Eddie's perspective. Yeah.
Is it while we're engaged, or is it once we get married?
I got my perspective, but I'm gonna hold mine to the end.
When is the appropriate time to talk about money? Is it while we're friends? Is it while we're exploring and dating and gathering the data? We're engaged now, so we're preparing our future, or after we've said I do? What say you?
We're not talking about it till we're dating. We ain't talking about dollars till we dating. We ain't talking about cash till we courting.
Dating, wait a minute. Dating and in data, or you a committed relationship?
Well, if I'm dating you exclusively, then it's committed.
Okay, that's where I went.
Yeah.
I tell that's on here. Dating for me is data. So you're
right.
Exclusive dating.
Yeah, exclusive dating. Yeah, I'm talking about exclusive dating.
You talk about the money.
Okay.
Right.
Or else she's after your money.
Exactly.
Now, okay, Maria, what say you?
Why Maria looking like that?
Well, because around, just in the back of my mind.
Where Maria come from? She come from money.
I get it.
In the back of my mind, it's just like, listen, I lay these things out on the table from the get-go, and I feel like, and I don't know if you all listen to a lot of R.C. Blake's, but I've been listening to a lot of what he talks about, and you got to ask these questions up front. And you can't wait until you have to know this person 5 or 6 months from now, and they're not really good with like money conversations. They don't really want to go down that path and road. And it's just, I feel when you open relationships up in those types of dialogues and you don't have a limitation on what it is that you all touch on and what you all can get serious and talk about, I think you can do a lot more when it comes down to a serious relationship when you guys have that on the table from Jump Street, And if you have finances, on the table, I mean, a lot of women, I feel like that, like we said, that a lot of women, they really want security. And I feel like they want a man to know, do you have the same understanding as I do from the get-go? If you really love and like that person, if you really are interested.
Okay, wait a minute. RC is my boy. We like brothers. His dad was like a spiritual father to me. I love his stuff. We kind of agree on a lot. But at what point? I mean, when we talk, give exact time, Maria, because you don't walk in on the first date at Joe Muir's and tell about, okay, how much you make?
If we're not having this conversation in the next 30 to 90 days, then it's not even going to happen.
Now,
listen, some things you will get off of just straight up friendship conversation in regards
that's what I'm saying.
What people are spending their money on. Yeah. But definitely don't be counting my coins.
Are we asking the question of what's your annual salary? Are we asking that?
What's the degree of it?
Are we asking how much debt do you currently have? What's your debt to income ratio? Are we asking, are you behind on your mortgage? What type of questions are we asking? Because I think certain questions could be a bit too intrusive.
Mm-hmm. You ain't asking me that on the first 30 days, and I don't know if we're gonna be. Yeah, I'm not telling you my business.
I'm not.
Listen, Linda. I'm not on the first 30 days because you could use that. You could be working for Larry Reed.
I feel like these conversations naturally happen, and they don't necessarily have a demand of a time frame, but it's not something that takes forever in a day. If you really are interested into getting to know that person in a genuine space, know.
Okay.
Not
the chick that's just sitting down on the first 2 dates talking about. So what's your credit score? Because I just want to make it clear because we got people that's listening and going to take this. You know what I'm saying? They said on he say she said. I don't know your credit score right away. Huh?
It's tacky.
I think, like Eddie said, and some people that have given comments, a lot of stuff you'll see. I say time is the teller of all things you want to know.
It reveals everything.
It reveals everything you want to know. Because personally, I've said this and I'll say it time and time again. Everyone shows up with their representative for the first 90 days of any.
Without a doubt.
Because they're coming to impress you. So they're not talking about this bankruptcy that they just filed because they've had no child support. They just got out of jail. The baby mama then took this and took that, so they had to go back. They're not going to talk about that. They're not telling.
Wait, Lola, wait. Because I think this is what Sean's saying, and I'm sure all of us agree. Don't ask me about my credit, and your credit ain't good.
See,
right. And what's your definition of credit?
Don't ask me about my bills.
What's your definition of
you trying to get a come up? Okay, make sure yours is good.
Yeah, because you can almost see good credit. Almost, not all the time. Some foolers out here.
I'm just saying, when I be talking about the right one, and people, because that's my phrase. When the right one comes, here's his queen. So here's the thing: you got to become what you want.
Yeah.
If you don't become what you want, then you're gonna keep drawing who you are, and that may not be acceptable. I hope y'all got that, because that was good for me.
Really that was very good.
I made a decree, and I decreed and declared this week. I was on the phone talking trash with somebody, and I said, no more projects in 20.
None.
We're not taking on projects. No more. All that when I'm working.
No more rehab homes. No more fix-uppers.
And it's
can't fall in love with potential.
It's nothing wrong with.
Say it again, Maria.
I'm saying that
I said you can't
had enough of them in my rolling up on 45 years. I'm ready for the finished product.
That's right.
Okay. Dr. Carla. I'm sorry. Just make sure that the person asking, make sure you have 700. Make sure the person that's asking have 700.
Yeah,
is all I'm saying.
You have to accept people for where they're at, and you have to.
You follow. You don't have to.
No, you don't have to take them, but you can't fall in love with. We're not falling in love with potential around here, like Lola.
I can't anymore.
No.
I've contributed a lot to pouring into other people's dreams, trying to get them to where they're going, because that is just who I am. I love to help people get to where they want to go. That's part of my mission and ministry of life. And this one right here in the top left corner, he gets so sick and tired of me helping people. So, yeah. See?
One.
One too many helps. One too many helps from the Lord.
One too many helps.
One too many.
I am the head.
Maria, that was like going to Home Depot and building it. That was Build-A-Bear. Literally Build-A-Bear. It was a Build-A-Bear for real. All right, Dr. Carl said, I got 800. All right, come on for me, Dr. Carl. I just want to make sure. What does it look like? I have a brother. If he pays for the first date, the girl
has to offer to pay for the second date. This is his shit. Okay, ma'am, please tell a story.
No. That's right. She outraised me. BB, which brother is that? So I know.
BB, let me tell you the story. So, our good girlfriend Beth, you'll hear Bishop and I talk about our girlfriend Beth, and they love to try to hook me up. Being single and having friends is sometimes it can be a headache, but they wanted to set me up on a date with someone that was a good close friend of their family. And so we met at a baseball game just to have the initial meeting. And then we had run into each other at a birthday party. And so then they offered to, let's go to the movies. And so we went to the movies. We went to the movies. They paid for the movies. And after the movies, they wanted to go and have like a nightcap cocktail. And I was like, nope. I believe all respectable women go home at a decent hour. So I said, no, let's reconvene at a later date. I'm going to go ahead. I thank you, but I'm going home. And they said, well, how about Wednesday? Let's, because we had talked about what I like. And so I was like, let's go to Kona Grill. And I said, oh, we'll go to Kona Grill. So we meet up at Kona Grill. We get there. As soon as I get out the car, we have greetings and salutations. And his first word to me is do I have it or do you have it? That completely goes over my head. And we walk in.
Look at Maria.
Oh, it gets better, Maria. It gets better. And so I completely missed that whole comment. So we go and we sit. We ordering sushi. We're having wine. We're having a good time. We're having all types of conversations. Anytime you sit with me longer than 5 minutes, it's a few things you're going to learn. You're going to learn that I have all brothers and no sisters. I grew up with the boys, number one. You're going to learn that my father is the greatest man alive. I know no man greater than my father. I have been provided the ultimate example of what a man is, what a father is, and what a provider is. And I come from the greatest woman alive who took care of that man, because I've never seen them argue, fight, fuss. My daddy came home every night. So I come from a unique situation. We talked about all of this stuff. So we have a wonderful evening. I done had a few glasses of wine. Yes, I drink wine. One of Jesus' first miracles, he turned water into wine.
Oh, Hondo.
I had a glass of some wine. So now the bill comes. The bill comes. And he says these magic words to me and says, do I have it or do you have it? And I'm like, have what? Like, I am lost. He was like, am I paying or you paying? I said, paying what? What am I paying? He was like, the bill. Am I paying the bill or are you going to pay the bill? I said, are you serious? Because I'm thinking because we've been laughing and joking all night. He was like, yeah, do I have it or do you have it? I said, no, for real. Are you really asking me if I'm about to pay this bill? He was like, yeah, am I paying it or you paying it? I said, no, you for real. You really for real. He was like, yeah. He said, an old school told me, one of my mentors, old school lady told me, sometimes you got to check and see if she got your back. I said, what? I said, so she told you woman pay for your date? He said, well, I paid for the movies. That time we went to the movies last week, I paid for the movies.
And so
I said, are you serious? I said, okay, all jokes aside, let's get real. I said, are you asking me a serious question? He was like, don't worry about it. I got it.
He's trying to test you.
I sensed a little attitude in the air. I pulled out my debit card. I said, you know what? No, I got it. He was like, no. I said, no.
I would have said Dutch at that point.
No. I said,
Lord.
I got it. I said, because I need you to understand one thing. Nothing like anything you've ever encountered in life. I'm not one of these desperate girls that's desperate for your time, affection, and attention. I'm not her. I said, but more importantly, I need you to understand one thing. I don't need you for anything. Surely not to. I can pay for every meal I choose to in any restaurant in this state. So I'm going to get this. This is going to be a valuable lesson. And matter of fact, I'm getting ready to go home. And he was like, well, I was thinking we can go. Just so you will never
go where? Where are we going?
I said, we can't go nowhere. He said, well, I said, because my toe hurt and I'm going home.
Sean says the woman should offer to pay sometime.
Sean, you're not.
The women should offer.
We're not on.
What's wrong with that? If you're in a relationship.
No, if you're in a relationship, to me, if you're in a relationship, it's our money. So I'll pay, you pay. Y'all know.
That was only the second date, though. We ain't talking about that.
Yeah, I ain't talking about that situation. I'm talking about newly dating. When you're in a relationship,
right,
it's all hands on deck. So I don't have no problem. My man, I have no problem paying for him.
Yeah, but you find out in the beginning, again, just like I say in church, more is caught than taught. If you just sit back and pay attention, when you say stuff, y'all listen to this closely. You say stuff, that man will become what you want to get what he wants.
Yep.
That's right. That's right.
A man, I had a friend, I ain't gonna name him because he's a comedian. Y'all would know who he is. He said, I say anything. He said, they say they want to get married. I say, yep, I want to get married. They say, you want to date for a long time? Yeah, I want to date for a long time. You want kids? Yep, I want kids. He said, I don't care. I don't care what they say because the bottom line, I just want to get some.
Wow.
And he said, I become all things like Jesus. I said, that's horrible. I almost called it. But listen, men,
it's real
words that you say.
Yes.
It will become that. That's why I say you got to watch. You got to watch when you're going out on a date. You got to watch. Even I had somebody tell me, and it's true. I had to start watching myself because when it comes to people and serving me and acting nasty and all that, Lola tell you, she'll say, I got it, because I just not that I'm giving, because
like you gonna get them or you want me to get them.
Give you a good tip. So I had to watch, because somebody once told me, say women even watch that. Women watch how you handle situations. They're not saying much, but they're watching. So the way you find out is the way you watch. Let's pivot to this. Don't
forget the second question we got from.
I'm going there now. Let's go.
Okay.
Maria, we're gonna start with you.
You want? Okay, I'm about to read it.
I was gonna read it.
Huh? Oh, go ahead.
Which one you talking about?
Remember, I sent you two.
No, I was about to go to the Corona thing. Go ahead.
Okay, it says women should be financially taken care of in relationships. Your woman shouldn't have to worry about paying a doggone thing. If you cannot afford to take care of a woman completely, don't date or pursue women until you can. The woman is the prize and you need to pay for it. What y'all think about that?
Come on, Eddie.
I agree. I mean, and this is why we're having issues with dating, in 2020. The man is, keyword is relationship there. They're not married. So all of a sudden he now assumes responsibility of all the bills and all of the things that come along with her. Then there's no need for her to even, pay for his lunch or for his dinner. If they've been dating multiple times, this, that, and the other. So, I mean, it sounds very, very skewed in that specific aspect. It's just that, what are you coming to the table with? Are you coming to the table with just a plate, a fork, and a spoon? Because if that's all you come to the table with, you just come to the table is just to take. And if you really listen, if we listen, both people are the prize. Because I know we've been hearing through the generations, through the years, women are the prize. But my homeboy told me out in Atlanta, it's 13-1.
Oh yeah,
that's sure.
That's women to men. So if you really want to battle with that, who's really the prize? Because if he's got a selection, if he's battling with the psychology of selection, he's got so many choices that he can't even choose.
Right.
Is he the prize?
But that's another opening-ended question about how, women are just accepting anything because they just know that it's just so much out here. And I guess that brings another point as to why a man believes he probably doesn't need to bring as much, is because guess what? It's really not as much as us out here anyway. So might as well be a dog, might as well do whatever I want to do and whatever I please if I don't bring anything to the table. If not, she doesn't care because she just wants some companionship.
Whatever he does is because we've allowed him to do it. That's
right.
That's and that's men and women.
And that's the point.
Tolerate is what you have to accept. Sean always says, and I'll clean it up for TV. Sean always says, I'm impressed to what I'm bringing to the table is just as valuable as what she's bringing to the table, because I'm valuable too. I'm a prize too. What do you guys think about? So if you live alone, both of you all live alone, and your partner wants keys to your home, do you hand out keys? I often say, if you get a key to my house, it comes with a bill attached to it. If you in here, you're going to be paying a bill in this house. You don't just get a key just so you can have access. This key costs money. There's some bills that's going to be tied to this key. So if you want it, I'll tell you in a minute. This key come with a lot of responsibility, and you're going to be paying over here if you want this.
Wait. Before you do that, though, you're moving too fast on from this other one. No, Rebecca, right. Not that the man is the favor, but the man has worth too. You can't be valued. You can't value one more than the other. Yes, the Bible says you obtain favor from the Lord, but you also come to the table with something.
Yeah.
Sarah called Abraham Lord, so he must have been valued with something.
Prize and favor, two different things.
Huh?
Yeah.
You just
Prize
said,
and favor, not the same thing.
right. We ain't talking about you misconstruing that. So,
yeah,
and I think that men have been devalued at the table.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just the woman. Thank God for our queens. I'm not knocking it. But the man brings so much also. And I know there's some knuckleheads out here and some crazy dudes and all that. But guess what else? There's some crazy women too.
Yes.
We were one-sided. Okay. So at the end of the day, no. Don't be confused. The man is the men have work too.
Yeah, y'all do. And
the men have work too. We need y'all, and y'all need us.
It's a balance.
Yeah.
Because see,
I want y'all, but we need each other.
He has to find his good thing before he gets his favor. Because it says, he that findeth a wife findeth what? A good thing, and obtain a favor. So his good thing is part of his favor.
You can't expect a man to honor you if all you want him to do is sponsor you.
That's good.
That's a good word.
I told somebody earlier.
That.
A pretty face and a small waist to take you to 25. I'll give you the 28, the latest. But after that, you're gonna have to bring something else to the table besides your pretty looks.
That's right.
It takes so much more than that.
But here's the thing, and then we're gonna go to the key thing. Here's the thing. I did a post this evening while on my walk, and the problem is that it's so much gaming in the dating process, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, either you're getting data because you're serious. Stop leading people on.
That's right.
Data means that I have interest in you.
Right.
Stop getting data from people that you know you don't have no interest in. You don't have no interest in them.
That's true.
Are you getting data or are you wasting a person's time? Seriously, we got to go back to the root. Stop. If you're not really interested in Maria, then don't pursue Maria just because she Maria Swanson or she, she's beautiful, whatever. Or the same thing with my brother, just because he's suave and can say all them catchwords, or Lola, because Lola hostess. I'm just saying, or me because I'm on TV. No, we're all real people.
Yeah, don't waste people's time.
We need to stop playing these games. And you know what? It's on both sides. Don't waste people's time, because whether you believe in karma or sowing and reaping or whatever, you're gonna find somebody you really like, and then they're gonna play the same game with you.
I think it's easier for some people to break ties than others. In our circle, we've talked about all kind of stuff, and there have been times when we've had friends that they're no longer interested in the party that they're dating. And I would say, well, just tell them and just break up with them. Just be done with it, because you have no time to. Don't waste your time. Don't waste somebody else's time. Well, no, I'm gonna see what's gonna happen. Me and you, when we're done, we'll make that phone.
Dun 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 dun.
There was a movie called Harlem Nights, and the scene went like this. Hello, put your mom on the phone. I never come on. Like, just end it. If it's not working,
please. Before we go to the key thing, you have to read this one. We got to read this.
Okay. I'm currently being courted, and in the 2 years we have been together. Woo. I'm sorry. I'm like, my dear. Hey, do what you. Go ahead and tell me to read it. Go ahead. Go old school.
Read.
And in the past 2 years, we've been together. He has never paid a bill.
Stop. Read it again.
He has never paid a bill.
One more time.
He has never paid a bill.
Keep reading.
He has never taken out the trash, etc. We have our own home and jobs, and we each bring something valuable to the table. I would like to know what that is. I am his safe place, really, and he is my grounding point when life gets heavy. I want to know how heavy is that trash bag that this man refused to take.
Never paid one bill.
That is now. I have a few questions, and please, Lord, I do not want to offend you. I do not want to offend you. So please do not take. I'm so not trying to be shady or offensive, but I'm trying to understand. So if he has not paid a bill in the last 2 years, is this man and not working and is unable
to job?
Hold on. Not working a suitable job where his income, because he may have child support. Like, it's his money tied up in something that he can't contribute to the household. Why is it that he thinks it's acceptable for the woman to take out the trash and do all of that stuff? Like,
is she asking us a question or she's making a statement? I'm not.
I'm not sure. I need her to bring some more comments to the table.
She said, "We don't live together. It's not his place to maintain my home."
Okay.
She said that?
Yeah, she said. Yeah.
Where's she at?
Yeah, we don't live together. Yes, it's not a place to maintain my home. Well, that's a completely different.
They don't live together.
They don't live together. See, you okay? Right. We walking with you. See, I'm walking with you now because I presented the question as if maybe you all live together.
Got you. We got it now.
Yeah, we got it. It's not his responsibility to pay your bills. You just his girlfriend. You ain't his wife.
But 2 years though.
She's not. I guess she's not complaining though. She's just making a statement.
Oh, okay. We got you. We apologize.
Oh, I first thought it was a complaint, but it's really just a statement.
We apologize.
Yeah.
We apologize. Rachel, we apologize.
We apologize. Seriously, we didn't know.
So sorry.
Blood start boiling.
We was saying, he can't
put him on blast at first.
Strawberry letter.
So because you all live in two separate homes. He's maintaining his home. You're maintaining your home. That's fine. It's his responsibility to take care of, and you're just his girlfriend. You just when I arrived on the scene was to be a sister. So I tell that one that just got up with the Fago shirt on to slow down because sometimes he be doing too much. I'd be like, she don't deserve that because that's just your girl. That's just your girlfriend. We don't know if she's gonna be around in 5 years. Y'all been together 2 years. If y'all talking about marriage and all of that good stuff, and if you, the question is, and I said this earlier. I don't know if we were on live when I said this. I never. And I can go on record in saying I've never asked a man to pay a bill of mine. I can record because I've worked to provide for myself. And I don't expect him to take care of me. My only expectation is if my back is ever against the wall, I come to you for help. I just need you to be able to be financially fit to be able to help me if I'm ever in need.
Right. That's it. That's it.
I'm not asking you for anything. I'm not. I'm never going. For me, it's a pride. I have too much pride to ask you because it's too hard to be able to take care of myself. I don't want to be a liability. I want to be your asset.
Okay.
Sis, I get it.
She said they don't live together. We good. You don't have to get. Yeah. I mean,
clarity.
Huh?
I said clarity.
Yeah, we clear. We were just ready to help you.
Yeah, we was gonna help you though.
Yeah. Okay. A key. When is the key? When do you give a key to somebody to your place? Lola, you would have to answer that more than us.
He's a shady monster. When they're ready to contribute to that household, because I will say this. Now, what I just said that I'll never ask you for anything, because I won't. But when you want something as important to the key, to something that I've worked hard for, then you must contribute. Because see, people that are key holders, they're bosses. People that are key pay bills. So if you have a key to my establishment, then you have to contribute to this establishment. Because if I give you a key and I don't put an expectation on you, you're gonna try to run off with the cow and not do anything. Oh no, we're not doing that.
I think again you're playing house. I don't use the word shack because I really don't know where that came from because that's not really in the Bible. I think you're playing house, and I think both parties should have responsibility for the house if you got a key.
Yeah.
Now, you got a key just because you're gonna drop by every now and then. I just don't want to go let you in and something else. Is that different?
I can no. I can open my. You don't need a key for that. I can open up
from your phone.
Come on in. You don't need a key.
What say you, Maria?
I'm with Lola. Like that's exactly how I feel. Like, you know, when you're doing so much for yourself to sustain life, handling business, doing all kind of transactions on your own, it's like you got someone that comes in your life. Oh, you like me and I like you, but does that mean that you have to do that?
Right.
Do you really have to do that? You know?
That's
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to the next one.
Okay.
It seems there's a lot of pressure
on men financially when it could be seen if he really is interested or cares what the pressure is not placed on him to assume sole financial responsibility in the relationship before marriage. I think, you know, when we speak and we give our narrative, we're definitely speaking in a lot of general terms. We're very broad in our approach. Every situation is going to be different. And when you get into the situation, everybody needs to govern themselves accordingly based upon those you set for your situation. Set your rules, know what's in the rule book, and decide early if you can live with it or not.
Okay, so what does, here's the next question. What does dating look like? You've been waiting for this long. Starting with Eddie. What does dating look like, or what will dating look like? Okay, because I talk a lot to young preachers, so I deal with what is the church going to look like after this. And so this is my other thing, relationship. So what is dating going to look like? What has happened in these getting ready to be 9 weeks? Have singles decided that they don't? I was talking to somebody last night, and somebody that's been single like me, and he was like, "Yeah, I made some decisions. I ain't doing this. Ain't doing this. Not for the next pandemic. I ain't doing. I ain't doing this." And so, what is it looking like? Are we DMing? Are we messaging? Are we? You know, I saw Lexi last night. She has a thing now where she has the Lexi relationship hookup. Put pictures up of people, videos, and you DM them. Is this the new norm now? How do you meet somebody? Do you go on a date at a restaurant with a mask? I mean, what are we doing? And for those that are for those that are married, I'm hearing people that are moving out.
Yep.
Starting in this, I mean, this has brought people together and it's taken people apart. So Eddie, you're the coach on this. You know, what is dating going to look like? What's the future of dating? Like when I first would go out walking, nobody would say nothing to me. Now that we kind of rested in this thing, 4 or 5 weeks, I went out to do my thing around the river. Hey, daddy, whoa. I said, oh, now they're getting comfortable. No, we ain't getting comfortable. I don't know what you know. So what is dating look like? How do you find somebody now in this pandemic age?
Great question, Bishop. You know, I think pre-pandemic, we were always wearing a mask. And I think the mask is the representative. In the pandemic now, and even if you think about post-pandemic, I know you forecast 2023. I think now we're seeing love in lockdown. We're seeing dating now from a digital aspect. The New York Times even mentioned an article about couples who are now getting engaged and married via Zoom, the Zoom app.
Are these people that didn't know each other already?
They knew each other. They knew they could not have a big wedding due to social distancing. So now they decided to tie the knot. They plan to get married.
Okay.
But in many cases, sometimes it either sped up the process or prolonged it to where they said, you know what, let's just do this via Zoom. Right.
Okay.
So now we're seeing in a place and stage now where we are is, I think, you're gonna see people who are swiping they're gonna be treating dating like Tinder, going just off the specific photo of somebody. But now it's going to actually, I think it might be to an added benefit, because now we're seeing online dating is going to increase exponentially. But now you're actually able to take the time to get to know somebody in a deeper, greater way, to actually ask some of the tough questions. And like I said, now we get into this place to now, can you touch somebody without literally touching somebody? Can I get to know you? Can you touch my heart without us? What if all we do is come together with FaceTime? What if all we do for the foreseeable future is only Zoom in when we on Zoom?
But I believe you're getting to know the person in a more real way.
Yeah, I think so too.
Because when you can go out with a person and go to dinner with them, yeah, it goes far fast.
Right. Yes,
absolutely, and it's cheaper.
It's cheaper. It goes far faster.
Right.
Because you get in this way, you can really take your time and you go back to the old school of falling asleep. Yeah, you sleep. No, I'm not asleep. I hear you breathing. You go back to the old school. Yeah. So it becomes more of a bond. So maybe you can really marry your friend. Maria, where do you see it going? As a woman, what is it scary for you now? Because now with all this Rona, she out here and all that. What do you see?
I see things going more into much of a pure, more transparent kind of place with it. And before this, I had already been talking with someone via FaceTime, so it's almost like it's no different, my generation, of course, we've already embraced socializing without actually having to feel, like Eddie said, physically touching someone. And we've always been about, electronically, being with you, but not necessarily with you. And I think that we have been exposed and predisposed and pretty much programmed in a way to be untouchable. And now I think it's forcing everybody to really, like you said, tap into really what the issues are and really get deeper and go deeper into that person's psyche and their mind, and cause you to ask questions that you really wouldn't ask if you were just regularly talking to someone face to face physically, And for me as a woman, my only concern is that the authenticity of what I guess is there, it would be real, because trust me, we've all been, I guess, victims of catfishing and people online dating, and they're not who they say they are. And for me, that matters a lot, And I'm very an advocate about being transparent and being who you are. And if you could really play face that much in this type of situation, then that shows a lot about who you really are as a person.
But Maria, haven't we been catfished with people sitting in front of us?
Hey,
not
tell it now.
Somebody just said we've been wearing masks all along. People have been sending their representatives. To me, this is just my opinion. There's no different than doing it on an app. Then there's no different in doing it in person. You really don't know the person that's sitting across the table from you. You really don't until you dive into more and more and more of it. So, let me find, read here, Lola.
I got rid of all of my dating apps as soon as this pandemic started. Not sure if I'll ever go back.
Can you tell us why? Read the next one.
You still never know people until you're in their space and them in yours. Like,
but like I was listening to somebody's show, I think Michael Baisden this week, and he was saying this woman let a man drive 2 hours to see her, during the pandemic. He asked her, he said, well, how did y'all, we wore masks across from each other. And when he went to his place, his hotel or whatever, we then shared Netflix. You can share Netflix. He was in his room and I was in mine. I mean, that's taking a lot of chance letting somebody drive 2 hours to come see you and all that. But what Pastor Eve is saying,
I don't like that.
no, I don't either. But so what do? You take a chance on somebody new, and I mean, if this be true, what she's saying, Lola, how do you do that? I mean, those of us that's trying to be safe, we're not talking about the folk that's out here doing.
Right, we're talking about
today.
I'll just say what I've chosen to do during this time is reflect on some of the options that I've had and look back to say, why did I overlook that one? Let me set that there. Why I'm being silly a little bit. Why did I overlook?
It wasn't that bad.
Wait a minute, I never gave this a shot. Why didn't I? So for me, it's given me an opportunity to really, like Eddie said, touch people without touching people. It's given me to have conversations and really build the next level to that bond. Because again, all of us know a ton of people. According to society, they say we're pretty good looking people. If we needed a date, I think we can all come up with one. If push came to shove and you at an event and you needed a date, I think everybody here could.
Yeah, none of us, okay, I don't know everybody's status, but for me and my house, me right here, it's my choice.
Yeah.
I'm not in any way. I mean, I got emails I got an email today. Oh, you're so charismatic. Oh, I just love you, blah, blah, blah. I just want to know whether it's by choice that we're wherever we are.
These are our choices.
Yeah.
I'm saying
dating multiple people on Zoom. They're dating without commitment. It's okay. Right, Eddie?
That's true. Unless you both said, hey, we're gonna be exclusive, then to a certain degree they have an opportunity to choose how many people they want to date.
You can get data from 4 people at the same time.
True.
As long as you have not committed. Maria, you looking what?
When you're single, you have the right to date 100 people if you want to. The key is you have to be honest in your actions. If you're going to date 5 people, 10 people, 2 people, 1 person, be honest with the people that you're dealing with to make sure they have a choice in the decision you're choosing to make and involve them in. If they cool with it, go ahead, because we're out here gathering facts and data.
See, the thing is, we missing building a friendship though. That's one thing that people, their feelings all over the place. I think one thing especially is, hey, we got to communicate. Let's not skip that stage and just jump to dating, just jump to relationship. Let me build a friendship with you, because I might see something in the friendship stage. I'm like, oh, wait. Your attitude is all the way off.
And sometimes the friendship, I don't know how many times I've said, I'd rather us be friends and just stay right here and ruin a lifetime friendship than you take a chance at a relationship that I know not gonna work. Let's just
Hey Lola, ask Sean how has that worked for him?
Now tell everybody about Black. There's a new one out there called Black that I've heard. I'm not on any of them, but
I'm not either, because it would cause too much, So go ahead.
That's kind of interesting, because I've never really tapped into those kind of things, and that I've always thought that those places are kind of scary, to be honest with you.
What about DMs? Y'all haven't said nothing about DMs or messaging.
Oh, those are climbing the roof.
Yeah, the DMs are jumping. The DMs are jumping.
Can I take you out before Corona does?
You can buy stocks and shares off of the DMs that are climbing and rising at this stage, in the game. Whew. It's astronomical.
DMs are interesting, but let me ask. I'll ask Maria this. Do you get DMs and you look at them and be like, why would you think I would even be interested in you? No, but you get something like, what are you smoking? Like,
especially if you have like a private page. Like, I'm definitely not even giving you any time. Like, when your page is private, I'm not even looking at you. You're not even trying to let me see you. You got this small little dot of a speck of some color that I can see, but it's nothing except maybe some background of you holding up some bottle of 1942, and that's it. And that's all you got. I can't see you, and that's like, you cut yourself off before you start.
Would you date somebody for both of the ladies? Number one, here's the question. Start with Maria. Would you date somebody off of social media that like a few pictures and eventually give you a nice compliment? They come at you right. Would you? And then help the brothers out here. What is the appropriate way to go after a woman? Is this good, Eddie? I see you shaking your head.
Yeah. It's good.
What's the appropriate way? I don't think we listen to each other. What's the appropriate way for me to come at you on social media? Number one, would you, Maria first? Would you talk to somebody?
I would.
You would.
I would talk to somebody, and as a matter of fact, that's exactly how this gentleman that I'm talking to right now got my attention.
That means it's serious when they acknowledge it on social media.
So y'all can stop hitting that send button.
What'd you say?
And all the brothers can stop hitting the send button.
Absolutely. Let me tell you something. Oh, there go the numbers going down.
Wait. Come on back, fellas. Come on back. She ain't married yet.
No, I'm not married yet. But I'm just saying, the fact that, like I said from the beginning, the approach of how you set that up and how you, I guess a lot of people don't know how to go to the grammar school and punctuation school and learning how to say things. Oh yeah, it all matters, because now we're in the stage of untouchable right now. We can't touch people physically, so we got to see where your mind is, where you know what I'm saying? So that's why, like, I'm looking at, and basically, like, are you articulate? Are you putting periods at the end of your sentence? Are you using commas? Are you using the right emojis for the right things? Because sometimes it's like all of your things are off. You know, you got to have them organized. You know, and it's like the little things. But I think it matters on how you approach people, especially more than ever, because
I'm asking for friends. Do you like the person's pictures, and then, or do you just go right in and say, "Hey, you're a beautiful woman," blah blah blah?
No, I have to look at all your stuff, and even though I still have to talk to you though, because it's like
this. Let me see.
Week 52.
Right. Okay, Lola.
I've only entertained one person, but I met this person years ago, and we met, and they're in the business, and they were here performing, doing something, and the time we met, they were in it was just too many groupies around. It was too much, and I was like, yeah, no, we don't do that. So I said to myself, if it's meant to be, I'll see this person again. And you and I, we may have gone to Vegas and run into this person.
Who, me and you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I think probably after that Vegas trip, they had seen me again, and they went heavy in the DMs trying to, hey, I'll be in your state. You know, I have a show here. I would love if you come, and I would ignore.
Too much.
Yeah, but
you're saying too much. I know not. Go.
No, I'm not home. So, anywho, But that was the only person that I entertained. I haven't been, because what'll happen when my inbox do get to jumping, or when I do get like a series of likes, I'll be like, Sean, what does this mean? Because I've always come from the school of thought, just because someone pays you a compliment doesn't mean they want you. I don't
Right.
do that. Oh, he liked my picture, or he said, that don't mean he wants you. He could just be. I've called you and was like, who is this person? Because this person is liking like 100 of my pictures. Who is this person? And you're like, oh, that's so and so and so and so. I'm like, okay. I don't automatically take that as somebody wants you just because they're paying you compliments and all that. Like, I play real dumb, and I'm not really playing dumb, but I'm real slow on the whole movement. If you don't say to me, yo, what's happening? What's up? I'm checking for you. I'm not gonna just read into it, because I think it's a bit much for me to assume that you want me just because you paid me a compliment. Anybody
Exactly.
that don't mean that they want you. So for me, you're gonna have to be like, yo, I'm checking for you. And I'll be like, oh, really? Then I'm gonna call you or Sean and be like, so he said da 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 da. Then we'll go from there.
So would you in this pandemic time, would you entertain somebody on social media?
No, I'm good with what with what I have going on right now.
Oh, you got something going. Okay. All right. You haven't updated us. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, Eddie, as a man, is it appropriate for a woman to hit you up instead of you hitting her up?
I think it's appropriate to make conversation, and
that's good.
Possible connection. But in regards to that, the pursuit eventually for longevity of relationship or building beyond a friendship, I think that comes down to the man communicating, this is what I want, and this is what I'm interested in you, and this is what I'd like to pursue.
So somebody
communication, conversation, I don't think I don't think it's bad.
So if a woman hits you in the DM, you're okay with it?
Yeah, I mean, it's a little murky. I prefer mine to be, friendship, business oriented. I don't know about all that other stuff.
Okay.
Okay. I think I'm a little more old school, and I know it's tough to be old school with this new school pandemic.
I don't have an issue with it. I think, matter of fact, in my stuff that I tell people, if a woman, and I have women, and you probably have had women ask you. I've had women ask me about people that they're interested in, and Bishop, how do I get their attention? Because I said, like a couple pictures, and then just say, make a comment on one of them, DM, send it to them, make a comment. I'm not old school when it come to that. That's just, I think you gotta let your request be made known, because they may be looking.
Right, let your social media requests be made known.
Let me say this: we got all kind of people that's not commenting on here, that's watching us, and we got some status folk on here. Like, I'm talking about like artists and stuff, because they texting me, enjoying the conversation. This one said though, this single thing is tricky, especially when you have status.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yes.
And let's deal with that, because we got about we usually go for 2 hours, so we got a few minutes. Okay, Lola, you out here? You are Detroit. You one of our Detroit hosts and celebrities. I'm on television every day. Eddie has spoken for Bishop Jakes. Maria has done. She's actress. She's done acting. So that's considered status. How do you all deal with having status? Because in my case, the issue becomes from me. I don't know who wants me from me.
I think that's all of our problem.
Or who wants me for my status. And is it okay for them to want you because of your status?
I think it's different for men and women.
Okay.
Yeah.
Women, I know for me, I've always looked at it as, and I have to keep it 100 as I always do. I've always shied away from a lot of the advances because I refuse to be a knock on someone's belt. If y'all follow what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I've had to deal with, and men don't understand that compliments quickly turn into insults depending on how you deliver your compliment. And what I mean by that, it's okay to let a woman know she's beautiful. It's okay to let a woman know that she's sexy. But how you communicate her beauty and how sexy she is, really, we can feel like that thing you talked about when we first started, that sixth sense, how we just know when you're in tune, you feel the desires of that man towards you.
Yes.
And it becomes quite uncomfortable when you begin to let us know how beautiful you think we are and how sexy we are, we look nice and this, because now I've become your sexual object. And that becomes an ultimate turnoff, because now I think you're only trying to get to know me because you want to get me in bed. And the answer is no. I don't know how many times that I've been accused of being a homosexual.
Mm.
Gay. She's gay. And I
No. That's real. Because if they don't see you with somebody, and if you're not that he's gay, I've had the same thing. And anybody knows me, I have some issues. That ain't one of them.
Yeah, they say Lola gay because I am very private when it comes to that point. As open and as silly and as forthcoming as I am here on these types of conversations, when it comes to my personal private life, when you see the public, you can count the men that I'm with. One is sitting right here in the top left corner, and the other one is in this comment, Sean. My personal life, if you get a chance to see who that is, then you see it, but I'm not going to ever mention it on social media. But I've been accused of being gay because I refuse the advances of people that sexualize me as an individual, because that becomes the greatest turnoff for me. It's like, I can't take you serious because I feel your sexual desires towards me. And no, it makes me uncomfortable completely. So I don't trust. I have a hard time trusting men's intentions concerning me.
Maria, status. You come from not only have you made your own mark, but you come in the city of Detroit. You come from royalty. I mean, your family, the Swanson family, and of course we give our respects to you for Mr. Swanson. This time, I mean, he the man in the city, and so how does that work for you? People come to you. I mean, does the status hurt, harm? How do you date with status?
That's good, the thing that we're talking about this, because the way that I would say groomed and positioned to think about myself was to think that I wasn't like everybody else, but I wasn't to think too much of what I had or what the things that I possessed or the people that I acquired to know, or the relationships that I built. I was taught that, no, you're going to stay humble, Maria. You're going to, I don't treat things like it's a really big deal. Like, I talk to people like one-on-one. I'm a very personable person. So when it comes down to it, I want to get to know who you are in your mental space. And like Lola said, like it becomes very uncomfortable for me sometimes when it comes down to, because I already know, I don't assume that's what every man's desires towards me is, but I just have this like automatic turn on thing that's just automatically in my brain that's what I'm programmed to think all the time. So it's not that I have a cutoff or I cut men off or I don't have this equilibrium attraction towards that. I do have that and I do know that, but there's a certain thing of, let's just stay right here. Let's have a conversation. Like Eddie said, let's be very communicative, and let's give an understanding as to what you and I each other want, and understand that, guess what, I'm pulling your vibes and you pulling mine, but what you think that you're gonna get is not really what it is available. You know what I'm saying? This is because you're just not for everybody. I'm just not for everybody. And when you think on those things, And you realize, like, you know what? I know that I have a lot of things to offer, but this one right here is just, I can't offer you that, you know? This is for that special someone, you know, that I can't really see right now. Or if I do see him, hey, you know, Lord, reveal it to me, or whatever you got to do. But I'm just making a point to you that I never really thought of myself I never thought too highly of myself to not really be able to come down to this level and have a conversation to get some understanding to a knucklehead, to let them know, like, hey, listen, that's not going to happen right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm not too high and mighty to not have a conversation to get some understanding about, listen, we're going to be here. You either black or white. That's it. You know what I'm saying? You either want me or you don't. And I think that's what men have to really understand for as far as a woman is concerned.
I think this is great, you know, critical conversation, all from the comfort of our homes. You know, Bishop, you're a brilliant mind. Lola, you're a leading lady. Maria, you're a mover and a shaker. And what I'm discovering is that a lot of people are attracted to what you do as a profession. Yeah. But they can't handle all that comes with you as a person.
Yeah.
You know, the supporters, those who are attracted, just like you are attracted to me in the first place. They can't handle all that comes with a person. You know, such and such did this, such and such said that. They said this to you on social media, but that's where you met me.
Right.
And so, you know, at the end of the day, whoever you intimidate is who you will eliminate. Everybody is not graced to handle you.
Yeah.
This is my profession. Really peek behind the curtain, see who I am as a person. All that comes with me. Oh, you was a deer caught in headlights. Really, the light is on you. And it's exposing how you really are and who you really are as an individual and as you are as a person.
So somebody commented on here and said, at the end of the day, going into a relationship is taking a risk. And I believe that's why so many people don't go into relationships, because it's a risk. And I just wanted to mention that it could work and it may not work. Would y'all agree with that?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It's a risk.
Sometimes great risks come with great reward.
But sometimes it comes with great heartache.
Yeah, and I think, and I often say this, and I think we've all been in this situation before. We have to be mindful that we do not trap ourselves in the mindset of everyone is out to get us.
Oh, yes.
Or the lack of trust. Because, hello,
deliver me. Yeah.
Hello, my name is Lola, and Sean and I was talking about this week and last week. I come with trust issues, and I come with issues because I've dealt with so many people, or I've been introduced to so many people that didn't have the right intention. So earlier I said,
this is the same conversation, though. You went back to the same conversation that we were just in, that had, and hold your thought, don't lose it. It's the same conversation of status. Because we don't trust people for what they really come for. I really wish you would just come to me and say, this is what I want. I want to be on your TV show. I want to do this. I want to do that. It's much easier when you're honest, because you really don't, your inconsistencies say that you really don't want me. It's something else you want.
You want the access that comes with being, and that becomes the problem, because let's broaden this out a little bit. Let's go beyond a relationship as far as, with a mate. Let's look at friendships. Think about the people that come in your life, or they try to just to gain access. All of us can go to a function and event here in the city, and people will roll out the red carpet and open up the doors and come on, you get in free, you get to come backstage, you get to sit up front, you get to do all of that. And people see that, they watched it, and they try to figure out, how can I be your friend so I can gain access to the privilege, to the line that they feel. And I'll help anybody. You don't even have to be my friend. I'll help you. But it's nothing worse than someone taking advantage of your kindness. And I think we come to a point in life where, like you said, Bishop, just tell me what it is that you want. Tell me what it is you want, and I'll help you get there, because that's the heart of who I am. But don't try to put a face on you want to get close to me and you want to get to know me better because you're trying to get to an end destination. No, because you like Lola, but you may not like Carla.
My.
You may not like her.
Yeah.
I'll tell you up front, I'm a whole lot to deal with. I come with a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. Seriously, if you can't handle us going out, especially during the time when we were able to be out, if you can't handle me walking the streets of downtown, going from restaurant to restaurant, or just going from function, and I'm going to probably talk to 10 people on the way to where we're going, I'm not the one for it, because I know a whole bunch of people. If the fact that I'm going to hug 10 guys before we get to the destination, some of them I'll be able to introduce their names, and some of them I won't. And I'll tell them up front, if I don't introduce their name, that's because I forgot their name. If you can't handle that, well, who is that? Why you? I'm not for you. Because with this life that we live, to whom much is given, much is required. But it's a lot for people to handle. And people want to sign up for the job, but they can't handle the responsibilities that come with the job.
Go ahead, Maria.
And that just like what I said, that goes back. You got to ask these questions up front to people, like what you said, Greg. Like, what do you want? Like, what exactly is it that you want here? And when you put it out there on Front Street, and you basically say, like in the beginning, like, I know a whole bunch of people, and like you said, before we get to the inside of this restaurant, I'm probably going to talk to about 3 people and know who they are, men and women. And so when you put that information on Front Street, when you put that on the chopping block right then and there, you don't have any worry for that person's insecurities to sink in about, oh, these what ifs and questions over, your head as to what they don't know, or what it is that they might want to know or might want to get from you, being this high, like, and mighty person that they see you as.
But that's protecting the person that you're with in your space.
Mm-hmm.
When you sit there and say, I'm going in this restaurant, and I've done this, all of y'all probably have done it. I'm letting you know before we get out of this car that when I go in here, it's overwhelming. It's, now if it's in Lola's world, then don't nobody know me there. But if it's in the church world, you know what I'm saying? Then I'm letting you know. Oh, it ain't no problem. Yep.
Yo, yeah, it is.
Yeah, you didn't think it was gonna be that intense. Yeah. And and so it's for us. Anybody that comes in my space now, in my world, that I'm going to make the one, I have to protect them in my bubble, in my world. But then you have to make sure you got to test them, like telling them that, and then they still don't pass the test. I'm telling you. Let me do this, because we're gonna wind down and let everybody get the information, and we got a
good question here too.
Let me close this out. Sometimes people of status, all they want to hear from the person is, "How you doing today?
Mm-hmm.
How you feeling? What you eat?
Yeah.
How you doing?" Not 21, not rapid fire questions. I'm not talking about that, but I'm saying here and there. And there are people, that I have that here and there ask me that. But sometimes you just want to hear how you doing, what you eat, what's going on with you. When you have poured out to people all day long and you have been the answer to everybody's question, sometimes you want somebody to just be your answer. Mm-hmm. I'm talking about people of status. Because people of status pour out, and nobody ever. I could talk to 100 people in a day, literally, and nobody will say how you doing. They all come because I have realized I am some people's solution. I'm not everybody's solution, but I'm an answer to some people that's in my life. And so for those that want to deal with people that have status, for whatever that means, because Maria's right. When you're who you are, you don't really think about that. You just do what you do. You don't sit there and say, "Oh, I'm so and so." You really don't, unless you just this. Unless you're Trump.
45.
Unless you're 45. And so go ahead with the questions, then we close out.
No, you answered it. It was saying, do you think if you're a person of status, should you date someone with status? And
They
again,
understand more.
They understand more.
They understand more.
That's why Hollywood date Hollywood.
They exactly. do. But then you have some instances. See, men and women, again, it gets different. Sometimes a man that's used to being the center of attention can't handle it when this woman walk in the room and she becomes the center of attention. Sometimes people that just like the attention to be on them, and they go get a mealy, mousy, quiet person that ain't gonna take up no energy, take up.
I ain't got no problem sharing it.
You don't. We don't.
I did it. In our organization, my ex was just as popular as I was. We built together, and so I did it. But you have to be a strong person today. But I think it's Eddie, because I hear you chiming in on. I think it's good when you have somebody that understands your business, because they're not asking you when they're in the business. They're not saying, where you been out there? Why you gotta do all that?
Right. They don't understand it. No need of you explaining something to somebody who has a degree in misunderstanding everything. Yeah. And really, just like Bishop was referring to, I think relationships are kind of like as a man being a boxer. I gotta fight what I gotta fight in the world. I gotta fight what I gotta fight, trying to make ends meet or whatever the case may be, or making this vision come to fruition. But when after the round ends, I have a cut man. Go to the corner. I don't need you to cut me. I need you to bandage me up. I need you to encourage me. I need you to tell me it's going to be all right. I need you to tell me I'm doing a good job. I need you to tell me to correct certain things that need to be corrected. But don't hit me too. I shouldn't get boxed in the ring and in the corner too.
Right.
That's good.
Push me back out there and encourage me to give me some encouragement.
With love and kindness will we always draw people. Every man,
that's right.
Every man needs love and kindness. Don't no man want to come home to no millie mouth, always nagging, talking slick, being passive aggressive. Don't nobody want to hear all that.
Mm-mm.
Oh, baby,
and especially not in a pandemic.
No.
Hey, like they used to say, the Indians used to, I come in peace.
Peace, not war.
We need you to say, I come in peace. Read that, Lola.
Status is also mental. You've got to be with someone on your level. That's right.
Absolutely.
It's easy. See, success will always find you working. I'll say that again. Success will always find you working. So if you're always working, you can't be with someone that sit at home and do nothing all day, because they'll never understand your mindset of what you're doing. Why you got to do all of that? Well, when you going to be finished with that? See, baby, success going to find you working. So since success is going to find me working, I need you to be working on something too, because if I'm working on something and you're not working for disaster, because you can't understand my hustle, my mentality, or my grind.
Right.
Not gonna work.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right, y'all. Eddie, tell us where we can find you. What's your latest book out? Because I know you got one you just popped out, Pandemic Queens.
Hilarious.
Listen, I appreciate all of you for the opportunity to be able to share. He said, she said, and there's a lot that was said tonight. I like to say the revolution not only be televised, it'll be digitized. So go to my website, eddieconner.com, EDDIECONNOR.com. You can follow me, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, at Eddie Conner Jr. I've got some great quarantine reading for you. Dear Queen, Wearing Your Crown. Real queens don't compete, they collaborate. They don't chase a man, they focus on their purpose and plan. I got another one, Woman, and then another one, Wife, Wisely Inspired, Faithfully Empowered. Not just books about how women can become a wife, but it's also about preparing men for prepared women. So they're all corona free. You don't even have to get the hard copy. Download the ebook, listen to it, the audio book as well. So it'll be a blessing.
I got Essence.
Oh, wow.
I got no, I'm just teasing.
You in vogue.
Maria.
I just want to say thank you for inviting me into you all's, I would say, space of just like this has been so wonderful talking with all of you, and those of you who are listening. You can find me on. I have my website as mariaswansonmedia.com is where you can find all my latest things that I'm working on as far as projects. And my newest project that I'm working on is kind of up and coming family in my family hustle that we have going on. And yeah, Maria Swanson is where you can find me: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all of that.
All right. Before Lola closes out, you can email us at WTROCTV, when the right one comes, TV at Gmail. If you have something for us you want us to talk about next week or in our guest, then you can email us and I'll pass it on to Lola. And you know, she gives me an hour out of the week to work on the show.
And that's it.
Also, this is entertainment. You pay for entertainment. If you like to sew, and I'll be a blessing to Lola, get a little bit to the guests if you sew. If you want to sew, there is the Cash App, and also the website where you can sew to. Lola's Cash App. I'm gonna add yours too. Is what?
My Cash App is Lola George. $. Lola LOLA George GEORGE. Something.
And I'm gonna add to this, and we'll do that every week. Also, you all give out yours, Maria.
Oh, my Cash App is just Maria Diane Swanson. That's all it is. It's $. It's just my Maria and yeah.
Okay, Eddie.
Yeah. You can give to $Vision Summit. VISIONSUMMIT.
Vision Summit. I'm gonna write that down.
We have a incredible online Vision Summit, virtual Vision Summit coming up this summer. So $Vision Summit. That's where you can.
I'm gonna put on blast. Bishop Marvin Sapp has been watching us all night. He said this was really good. He just
wow.
He watched the whole thing, and he's been commenting. And I just want to send a shout out because I know people like us. We don't have a lot of time to just watch stuff. And he's watched the whole thing. So to my brother, thank you so much. I appreciate you watching tonight and your commentary on the side.
I just want to thank everyone for tuning in. Again, we do not take your presence and your time for granted because you know what? Even though we're in a quarantine, there's still other things that you can choose to do. There are other shows, there are other mediums that you can be tuned in, but you took time out of your evening to share that with. And for that, I must tell you guys, thank you. We love you. We appreciate your support. And we do this because in a time such as this, we have to be able to reach out to the people and send the message. Sometimes when we send our message, we're having fun, we're laughing, we're joking, and we're just, making something silly just to have a good time. But then sometimes we do get serious. And our whole purpose behind this, behind the he said, she said, it's always good to get both sides of the spectrum. You have to hear from a man's perspective, and you also have to hear from a woman's perspective so you can get both sides of the story. And once you have both sides of the story, you will definitely be able to have a good picture. If there's anything you ever need from us, again, don't be afraid to email us. If you would like to be a guest on the show because it's something that you would like to promote, again, email us at WTROCTV@gmail.com, and we would love to have you. We do this not for us. We do this for you because we believe in what God is putting in you. So we love you, we appreciate you, and we thank you again for tuning in to He Said, She Said with Greg and Lola.
9:00 next Saturday. Be right here, 9 to 11. And I want you all to share the broadcast. And of course, we'll put clips up of it, but share it and let everybody know. Thank you all, and have a great rest of the evening because don't nobody go to bed until 1, 2 o'clock during the pandemic. All right, y'all. Good night, everybody.
Good night. Big.